Reports claim that former Rivers State Governor and current FCT Minister Nyesom Wike collapsed due to excessive alcohol consumption, leading to partial paralysis and an alleged emergency medical evacuation to France. Shortly after the collapse rumors, another narrative emerged, stating Nyesom Wike was healthy and had been seen celebrating Ramadan with President Bola Tinubu, sparking suspicions of a cover-up. Some Nigerians, particularly Wike's critics, reportedly celebrated the news, expressing resentment towards him due to his political actions and decisions. References claims that in past political conflicts, parading a politician's casket symbolized their downfall, with some attributing Wike's alleged stroke to such superstitions. Critics question Wike's political influence, citing his failure to secure election victories for candidates he backed, despite his aggressive political maneuvers and heavy financial investments. Wike is accused of turning against his own allies for personal gain, including alleged manipulations during the People's Democratic Party (PDP) leadership selection process. A critic in the video criticizes Wike's behavior, stating that he should avoid drinking while making political decisions, implying that his actions are influenced by alcohol. Wike is warned about potential prosecution once out of office due to alleged financial misconduct during his tenure as governor. The critic suggests that Tinubu administration is intolerant of opposition voices, with claims of political blackmail and intimidation against dissenters. The critic warns against the erosion of democracy in Nigeria, urging the government to allow fair political competition rather than using power to suppress opposition leaders. In recent days, a highly controversial story emerged in Nigerian political circles involving the former Rivers State Governor and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The report claims that Nyesom Wike experienced a severe collapse while in office, allegedly caused by excessive consumption of alcohol. According to these reports, his overindulgence in alcoholic beverages led to a partial stroke and even resulted in him suffering from partial paralysis. It is further alleged that following the collapse, he was rushed to a hospital and then swiftly evacuated by air to France for urgent medical treatment. This version of events sparked a wave of speculation and heated debate among both his supporters and detractors. Adding to the controversy, another narrative quickly surfaced, contradicting the initial reports. In this alternative version, it was said that Nyesom Wike was not in a state of medical crisis, but was instead seen in public celebrating Ramadan alongside President Bola Tinubu. Observers noted that the image of him enjoying a festive occasion with President Bola Tinubu challenged the claims of his collapse and subsequent medical evacuation. This contradiction has led many Nigerians to question the authenticity of the initial reports, with some suspecting that there might have been an orchestrated attempt to cover up or manipulate the facts for political reasons. Critics of Nyesom Wike, particularly those who have long been opposed to his political maneuvers, have been vocal about their satisfaction with the news of his alleged collapse. Some of these critics have expressed a sense of vindication, linking his physical collapse to a broader narrative of political downfall. They argue that his behavior, especially his reputed heavy drinking, undermines his credibility as a leader and raises serious concerns about his judgment when making important political decisions. In a manner reminiscent of age-old political superstitions, some detractors have even gone so far as to say that parading a politician's casket in public is symbolic of their eventual demise, suggesting that Nyesom Wike's situation is a retribution for his past actions and perceived misdeeds. Throughout the unfolding of this narrative, several pointed criticisms have been directed at Nyesom Wike regarding his political record. Many detractors argue that despite his aggressive political maneuvers and the large sums of money reportedly spent on political campaigns, He has consistently failed to deliver significant electoral victories for the candidates he has supported. His critics contend that he has repeatedly turned against his own allies in pursuit of personal gain, undermining the trust placed in him by his supporters. Allegations have been made that he manipulated the leadership selection process within the People's Democratic Party, a claim that has only added fuel to the fire surrounding his political reputation. This narrative paints a picture of a leader whose personal vices, such as excessive alcohol consumption, are seen as reflective of a broader pattern of questionable behavior in the political arena. One of the most striking aspects of this story is the manner in which it was disseminated online. A video surfaced that purportedly revealed the true nature of the events surrounding Wike's collapse. In this video, a speaker claims that the truth has finally come to light, emphasizing that the evidence of Wike's condition was undeniable. According to the speaker, the collapse occurred in the office where he was in a state of disarray, and the medical diagnosis attributed it to the high levels of alcohol found in his system. The speaker passionately argued that the partial stroke and the subsequent inability to walk were direct consequences of his habitual alcohol intake. He also mentioned that the authorities allegedly flew him to France, a detail that contributed to the controversy. Despite subsequent attempts by some to debunk the story by showing footage of Wike in public with President Bola Tinubu, the speaker maintained that the original account of his collapse was the truth, and that efforts were being made by those in power to conceal it. As the discussion evolved, the narrative took on a more personal tone. Many Nigerians, especially those who have long felt marginalized or disillusioned by the political establishment, expressed their relief and even celebration over the news. For these individuals, Wike's alleged collapse was seen as a form of poetic justice, a symbolic downfall for someone who, in their view, has not consistently acted in the best interest of the people. This sentiment is rooted in a deep-seated skepticism about the political class and is further fueled by the belief that power and corruption are inextricably linked. In this context, the story of Wike's collapse resonated with a broader narrative about accountability and the consequences of unchecked political ambition. The controversy also extends to broader concerns about the state of democracy in Nigeria. Critics of the current administration, including some political commentators featured in the video, argue that the government led by President Bola Tinubu is increasingly intolerant of dissenting voices. They claim that there is a deliberate effort to silence opposition, using tactics that range from intimidation to outright political blackmail. This suppression of dissent is seen as a dangerous trend that threatens the very foundations of democratic governance in Nigeria. The video speaker warned that if such practices continue, it could lead to a gradual erosion of democracy, where political competition is stifled and the voices of the people are silenced. The speaker in the video also touched upon the personal shortcomings of Wike, arguing that a leader should exercise restraint and clear judgment, especially when making decisions that affect the lives of millions of people. He suggested that indulging in alcohol while holding such a critical position is not only irresponsible, but also indicative of a broader pattern of moral and ethical lapses. In his view, a leader who is influenced by alcohol is prone to making poor decisions, which in turn could have severe repercussions for the nation. The criticism was not solely aimed at Wike. It was also reflective of a larger discontent with the political system as a whole, where personal vices and ambition often appear to take precedence over public service and accountability. Throughout the narrative, there is an undercurrent of both nostalgia and forewarning, a reminder of past political eras when the fall of a leader was seen as a necessary and even inevitable process of cleansing and renewal.
Respect to you. Yes, you can blame me. I take responsibility. I own responsibility.
The truth of the matter finally come out based on the fact that Wike collapsed in office, and the moment he collapsed, they rushed him to hospital, and the doctor diagnosis that he have alcohol in his system. That is due to consistent taking of alcohol, and by so doing a hard partial stroke, and he was paralyzed. And according to report, they said they flew him to France for treatment immediately. Those are the narratives that they push out there, but after some hours they came to debunk it, that Wike did not fall sick, Wike did not collapse and all of that. But the truth of the matter have finally come out. Come and see the way Tinubu actually boss Wike a few hours ago. Everywhere boss. Nobody ever expected that Tinubu can come this way on Wike, because the truth of what actually happened have finally appeared. So I will play you the full video, you hear things for yourself. They never wanted this video to be out, but you can share the video, just where to share it. Share it to different social media platforms, let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Just stay connected. I'll come back again.
Welcome back to Watch TV. Just gossip. What is happening in the Christian world? It makes sense.
Hello my great wonderful viewers, welcome back to Watch TV. For this of coming across this channel for the very first time, just to click the red subscription button appearing in your video screen, and at the same time click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. You know, Kasala boss few days ago, that was 48 hours ago, moment when the news fly up and down that Wike actually collapsed in office, and the moment he collapsed, they rush him to the hospital, and the doctor diagnoses that he drank excess alcohol, that a lot of alcohol is in his system, and the alcohol was diffusing into his bloodstream, and by so doing it have affected his walking legs and everything. And according to what the doctor said, they said Wike will not be able to walk again due to partial stroke and all of that. And by so doing, the narrative pushed further that he was flown to France and all of that. And few hours after, a video circulated online again that Wike did not collapse, that Wike is actually chilling with Tinubu due to Ramadan stores and all of that, and he was actually celebrating Tinubu. But a lot of people came out, they said it's a lie, that video is an old video. Now Kasala boss few hours ago, the truth of the matter is finally out. They never wanted anyone to see what is actually going on. They never wanted anybody to know what is actually happening as far as Wike's case is concerned. Tinubu have finally boss out. The way Tinubu boss out, nobody ever expected, because they don't want to correct these people in power. They don't want to correct them in public so that the public will not know what is going on. But Kasala boss few hours ago, the Wike really collapsed due to alcohol and all of that. Did Wike normally drink excess alcohol? You will hear things for yourself in this very video. You will see things the way they go. You will see everything. That's why I would like us to stay connected to the end of the video. If you can share the video, just do what to share it. Share to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it, give it a thumb up so that it will be recommended for us. Let a lot of people get to know what is happening as far as Nigeria is concerned, so that anything will not be hidden under the sun again. Let everybody know what is going on as far as these people in power is concerned. You know, the moment the news came out that Wike collapsed and is having partial stroke, a lot of Nigerians were jubilating, because they never wanted to have anything to do with many of these politicians and all of that, including Wike. They dislike him and they despise him so much. Now let me play you a video of what some Nigerians said moment this allegedly happened to Wike. Just stay connected. I'm coming back.
Wike, I hear say you collapse, they fly you go France. You see, as you collapse, so may it be journey of no return. You hear me? From there, just go. You don't hear me? Go meet your great grandfather. You don't hear me? As you collapse, so go meet your papa, mama. Just go. No come back you. You don't hear me? May it be journey of no return. And as all of them go to collapse one by one. All of them go to collapse one by one. You don't hear me? And if anybody not want to strongest, you know what collapse, you go collapse by force. If you know what can collapse, say what do strongest, I go pay. It's better me no chop head with you, because that one has straight die, maybe collapse. ti ṣiyèrè.
You can see everything that guy said. That guy name is Sharp Sodium and all of that. He never wanted to have anything to do with these politicians and all. And the guy have a lot of followers because he always come out to say the truth according to what his followers are saying. Now, the moment they said Wike fell sick and collapsed and all of that, they were jubilating. They said Wike should not even come back again. That the way he's been flown to France and all of that, that he should just remain in that France. He should just be enjoying himself in that France until he join his ancestor. And he said that is how a lot of politicians will actually be collapsing. That was what the guy said in this video. Remember back then, you know, during the regime of Babangida did a lot of shenanigans, and they carried the coffee of Babangida in Ile-Ife and they carried it in different places in Nigeria. They said Babangida must die and all of that must poof. They carry his coffee up and down, but as if that is not enough, Babangida developed stroke. After that time, he had stroke, but the same thing happened to Wike in the Rivers State crisis with Fubara and all of that. They carried the coffee, that is the casket of Wike, and they parade it up and down. And the moment they parade it like that, due to the previous thing that have happened before, due to the previous ordain that once they parade the coffee of someone, the person may develop stroke and all of that. So a lot of people began to thank the job people that their juju is really working, because it was the job people that actually paraded the coffee, or you call it the casket of Wike. But I see that's not enough. That happened after they suspended Fubara and they put a SO administrator in Rivers State. So the moment they paraded the coffee of Wike, then they said Wike collapsed again. Then it came up with partial stroke. That shows that once they parade the coffee of someone, the same thing that happened to Babangida, the same thing is happening to Wike again. But a lot of people came out that is a lie, that Wike is healthy, is sound, and is safe. But come and hear things for yourself. So I will play the full video now. You see things the way to go. Hear things for yourself. You will know whether Wike really collapse or not. You will see things the way it's going, and you will see everything that these people are doing underneath. So you can share the video, share it. If you can share it, just like it, stay connected. I'll come back again.
He has forgotten that God is the supreme controller of the universe. God is the one who gives power. God is the one who ordains kings. God is the one who will make governors. Not yet some Wike. And moreover, today, ask yourself, what is the value of Wike's support? Wike refused to support our beloved Adeleke in Osun. He refused to support PDP in Osun. Yet, Adeleke emerged as a governor of Osun State. He supported Sandy-Onu in Cross River, spent money, bought vehicles, did everything, but Sandy lost in Cross River. He supported also my colleague and my brother and friend Albert in Akwa Ibom, funded Albert. Albert lost to PDP in Akwa Ibom State. He funded his former G5, I think it's G1 now because it's only he funded Otom, funded the governor of Enugu, funded the governor of Abia. The three of them lost just senatorial districts. So you now ask yourself, what is the value of Wike's support to an election when everybody has supported lost? When Odili was governor, when Amechi was governor, Rivers State was turning out 1 million votes. But shamefully, everything Wike brought in the last election for the party he supported in Rivers State was 200 and something thousand votes. That's to tell you the law of diminishing return. That is after rigging, after malicious practices, after introduction of violence. He could only bring 200 and something thousand votes for his preferred party. A man who has done anti-party, a man will be accusing somebody of changing list, a man who is known for breaking the law. My only advice for Nyesom Wike, and I'm doing this from a Christian perspective as a child of God, because we need to educate people who are not normal. We need to pray for them, we need to counsel them, we need to advise them. And as a counselor in the celestial realm, my advice for Wike is that when you drink, don't talk. When you talk, don't drink. That will help him a lot to come out of all these malicious practices. And moreover, he said, if Kogi people vote, if I win the ticket of PDP, he will not support PDP. There was no time in history that Wike will support PDP in Kogi State. In 2019, when my sister Natasha was running for the Senate in Kogi Central, he supported Yaya Bello's candidate over Natasha, a member of his own political party, because there's a diabolical relationship between Wike and Yaya Bello, to the extent that Yaya Bello, the worst governor in the history of this country, the worst governor in the history of Kogi State, whose performance is F9 parallel, Wike gave him an award, celebrated Yaya Bello and gave him an award. So we know they have a diabolical relationship, to the extent that Wike is the mentor of Yaya Bello, and he has educated Yaya Bello that, come, I have given my governorship ticket to my accountant general, because that is really where your crime can be protected. Wike have only few weeks to leave as governor. Maybe he has forgotten that he's going to leave, and the way he's behaving, if he will not start practicing preparations for leaving government house, he will be sleeping in his bed and he will be hearing siren in his brain, because he is not preparing to leave office. And I also will advise him, instead of him to concentrate on how he's going to face life outside government, because already he's on the way to prison. In fact, Wike's prison uniform will have embroidery because of the way he has stolen the resources and patrimony of the Rivers people. And I am sitting down here. Any other interview, if he will not wash his hands out of Kogi State and leave Dino Milai alone, my primary business is other people's businesses. If I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him. His territory that he's trying to practice is my own primary constituency, and I'm waiting for him. Wike is a pretentious character. He's a liar, and he has no integrity, no iota of integrity. Wike was calling me when Atiku Abubakar was to announce his running mates. I have records and I printed it out and I'm waiting for him. He called me 19 times in 2 hours, begging us to convince Atiku Abubakar to make him the vice presidential candidate. So when I see him lying on TV, because of the south of this country, because of southern Nigeria, the thing of going to south, you that were lobbying us and begging us, promising us heaven and earth to convince Atiku Abubakar to make him vice presidential candidate, to the extent that he was at the airport. I have a video. He spent hours in the airport waiting for me to call him to say, Atiku, I picked you as he was at the airport here, waiting, calling me. He was calling me, my brother and friend, who is in the Senate together, was also calling me that day. I have witnesses. I even gave the phone to Abdul Lingi to speak with him. I gave the phone to Senator Zamiri to speak with him. He was begging all of us, promising heaven and earth. Atiku should announce him. It was around 1 or so that I told him, nobody will give you vice president. That was when he left and then flew back to. So the man was so desperate to be vice president, because he didn't get it, he now started a southern agenda. I don't believe in such unprincipled, zero integrity character like Wike. The man Wike was the one who brought Ayu. Wike was the one who sponsored Ayu. And that was why Wike made all the governors to endorse Ayu. That's why there was no election in the national chairman's office during the convention. Ayu was unopposed. Because Ayu is from the north. You are the one that brought Ayu. When did you now realize that Ayu is a northerner? But he was doing that time to satisfy his own selfish ambition of becoming the presidential candidate from the south. So he doesn't want the chairmanship at that time to go to the south, so that it will not affect his ambition of becoming president from the south. So he pushed the chairmanship to the north, and thinking he will be able to bribe Ayu to produce him as the presidential candidate. When Ayu refused to do the wrong thing, then Ayu became an enemy. Is it not the same Wike that removed his brother, his mentor, Prince Uche Secondus as the national chairman of the party? If you love the South so much, why did you remove a Southerner to bring a Northerner? Today you are saying chairmanship must go to the South. Was the chairmanship not in the South? Was it not Wike who went to court, who did everything, expelled him from his ward? So a character who is not stable like that, who is influenced by alcohol and other things I don't know, should not be taken seriously. If someone like Yaya Bello and Wike can become governor, then you are saying the intellectually mobile fine boy Dino cannot be governor. How? Me and people, we are poles apart. Poles apart in everything, every ramification. I'm not his mate. He can only be older than me. I'm not proud of him as a governor. A governor who wears blue on yellow, yellow on green, at times with purple, who does not have a dress sense, who does not know what the time is globally today. I'm a town boy. I know what it is. I know what time it is. And I've got something upstairs. So I'm just warning you, make it stay for a meal. If you do gra, I don't talk to people, then they do. If you do gra, come my own side, then I will grind them. I will do skit for them. I will sing for them. I will release album for them. On daily basis, I will finish it.
You will realize that a leader will lose focus. And once you lose focus, you can't perform. Today I see so many people. Yesterday I looked at the newspaper and I saw the number of adverts in the newspapers for President Tinubu, and I just smiled. I was 65 in May by the grace of God, so I've been around long enough to have witnessed so many different administrations and governments. And I know that when you are in power, everybody will celebrate you. I don't know how many people will advertise in the newspapers today for Buhari, or for President Jonathan, or for even for President Obasanjo, who has been the luckiest of them all because he's been a very smart leader who has remained relevant globally, But I can bet my life that if Tinubu quits today, the same rat race will begin. Nobody will remember to go to his only a few of his cronies will go there. All those who pay billions and billions will disappear, they will evaporate, and then so that's it. Right. So that is why I keep appealing to our leaders that don't mind whatever these psychophants are telling you. Listen to the critics, listen to opposition. There will be something you can pick from them. But if you insist on following the psychophants, your acolytes and all of them, you feel like that before you. So that picture has a background. It's not about sharing happy moments. I was attending a wedding of eminent Govt in Akwa Ibom when Akpabio was governor. He was father of the day when I was chairman of the wedding occasion. So he came in there, he saw me, that baby, I can be in my state, he will not come to the state house. So he invited me over to the state house and we had dinner and everything. So that was the occasion, not that we were too close. But I was fond of him. I like to look at the good side of people, but I don't like to look at just the ugly side. The good side in Akpabio was that he delivered as governor of Akwa Ibom State. I don't know what became of him after. What usually happens is that people say he's giving a rubber stamping Senate. Perhaps out of fear of the presidency, the Nigerian president is the most powerful president, and maybe after Donald Trump, if not on equal level. Nigerian president is so powerful that one minister, Sifalefati, wants to be under Babangida government that the Nigerian president can turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. So what I see in Akpabio today is a man who is afraid of something. A man who will do anything. If you say tomorrow, I want to talk, I can bet you 5 minutes they will vote for him. So I don't know what happened after the king, but governor, he had the executive power. And with the executive power, there is much more you can do for your state. And that was my admiration for him. And even in this crisis, I think the game that really is wrong. I expected him to seek peace rather than all these acrimony that we want to recall a senator. What do you gain? What do you benefit? Look, after recalling, then it becomes an anticlimax. Same thing in Rivers, where Wike insisted on moving, his predecessor, who he installed himself just because they said that due to personal reasons between them, now the whole state is suffering. So Akpabio, my advice to him, now that you are emphasizing his picture, is that once upon a time, some of us admired you as a great leader in Akwa Ibom who developed that state. But today, you are being distracted by allegations not because of the sitting arrangement. If I were in your shoes, I would call Senator Natasha Akpabio and find a way to bring her back and settle this matter once and for all. Otherwise, it's not going to go well for you. Everything you ever build will go up in smoke. I think it is very unfortunate. President Tinubu, I know very, very, very well. Though I've not been in the same party and all that, but we were together in exile and he fought gallantly for this democracy. So a lot of us, his co-comrades at that time, are actually very embarrassed that we have a pro-democracy leader in government, and yet what we are witnessing is worse than dictatorship. And I've said this openly so many times. I've pleaded with him in open letters that please, I don't care. You can fail in the economy, no problem. People will forgive you and say you are not a professor of economics. You can fail in other areas, but don't fail in democracy. You must deepen our democracy, which President Goodluck Jonathan succeeded in doing, which Babasanjo, despite the allegations and accusations of a third-term attempt, still managed to hand over power to President Biafra. So but now it is less than 2 years into this government, and we are witnessing crisis upon crisis just because some people want second term. God gave you what he did not give Abiola. God gave you what he did not give Yaradua. What he did not give Olufalaye. What he did not give Chief Obafemi Awolowo. These were good leaders. They didn't have it. Now you have it. How you manage it is what matters. I'm pleading with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please don't kill democracy in Nigeria. Everybody who loves him will tell him this. I'm not asking for anything or anything, but we love him for his contributions to democracy in the Biafra, which is far going down the drain. You do not need to hand over your future to God's piece of clay. I'm putting this over and over again. Just hold on to God. If God says you'll be there forever, so be it. But don't force it. What I see now is an attempt to force all governors in Nigeria to follow him by fire by force. It is wrong. If some people did not allow you to try, you will not be where you are today. So leave these people, leave these governors in their state. If they are in PDP, they are in Labour, if they are in ABDA, wherever they are, allow them to try in opposition. That is the rule of democracy.
Chief, so are you saying by implication as well, so you will expand it further, are you saying that, okay, let me just ask, do you think that the Bola Tinubu administration is hostile to dissenting voices?
Oh, that is too clear. If you look about that, it is very clear. And I can see them blackmailing everybody. Once you speak, I remember our governor in Bauchi State spoke the other day. By the following day, they have picked up one of his key officials, and taking him away. I remember when Bola Tinubu was being announced that the code of conduct tribunal. We also stoutly to defend him that you cannot oppress a man just because he's in opposition. That's why we are saying it confidently and openly that Tinubu should not repeat this same nonsense that some people did to him in the battle. That we all went against. We went against it. So today, everybody is afraid. I'm in the system. I'm fine. I must have friends everywhere. Everybody is dealing with Tinubu now with reputation. You see opposition governments, everybody falling over themselves to prison. You see, there is a story of how many governors in Yoruba. People will deceive you when you have too much power. But watch your back. just watch your back. Some of your closest allies, you'll be shocked what they will say behind you. And you know what they say behind it. So talk to him. At least he will not say, oh, Dele, what did you tell me at that time? I'm saying it now openly to millions of Nigerians that people are deceiving President Tinubu, and he should not allow people to deceive you. He should just do his job. The only thing that can guarantee second time is to do your job well. You don't need to intimidate anybody. Don't intimidate Peter. You don't intimidate our people. Don't intimidate anybody. Because you thrive in opposition. Even under the military, we fought the military. And that is why we are where we are today. So, what? The civilian government become more dictatorial than the military government. It doesn't make sense to me. There is no way I would have abused Bola Tinubu the way some people abuse him. And he will invite me to his government and we thank him and say, thank you, sir. I'll find some other people. It's good that we don't have fighting, but I'm not going to work with you. Because now I'll be forced to say the exact opposite of the things I used to say, but it doesn't make sense to me. But some people don't mind. They will find a way to justify it that, oh yeah, and then, so maybe they are born again, they are not seeing the light, but I'm not one of them. I have nothing personal against you. Everybody knows that tomorrow, if anybody tries to oppress or harass him and members of his family, I will be up in arms against such people. Because democracy must be constant. It must not be something that, let me tell you, all this we are pointed that. Okay, so what did Fubara do in Rivers that they did not forgive? Was there a breakdown of law and order in Rivers? So you will see that Rivers for them is very strategic in terms of votes and in terms of resources. If you look from the time of Dr. Peter Obi, Rivers had always funded most of our presidential elections. And inside that, I was talking about ODB was part of those who funded the Yar'Adua campaign. Amechi funded Buhari's campaign. Regardless of what anybody can tell you, the bulk of that funding came from the direction of Rivers State. And then we came to everybody knows that in Nigeria today, if the man, he doesn't hide it, that he tremendously wealthy, probably wealthy more than Tinubu, I don't know. But I'm happy about something that the president said last night. It's very instructive to me. And I'm so happy that Wike sat down there. Because Wike used to believe like he does not fear anybody, does not respect anybody. At least now I know he has a boss in Bola Tinubu, and the person protecting him is Bola Tinubu. Tinubu told him yesterday that if I see that you are moving more towards your own direction, you will lose your job. That for me was victory for democracy now.
Alright, Chief Amadu. Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can see everything the way it goes. You can hear everything that Dino actually said regarding Wike. Tinubu is known to always come up to pamper Wike and all of that. Though Tinubu came out a few days ago, he said he would have sacked Wike, that he was almost moved to sack Wike and all of that. But due to the reform that Wike did, due to some things that he tried to say that Wike did, he said that is why he loved Wike so much and he will never sack him. A lot of people are actually complaining about Wike and all of that, because if you should look at the Rivers State crisis that is ongoing between Wike and Fubara, you notice that it is even the citizens of Rivers State that are actually suffering everything that is happening between these two people. It is the people that are actually suffering it. That's why the idea says that anywhere two elephants fight, it is the grasses there that will suffer the loss and all of that. And that is what is happening as far as Rivers State is concerned. Now, looking at what is happening in Rivers State, they should ask these people what is the agreement, because Wike keeps saying that he had an agreement with Fubara and Fubara is trying to breach the agreement, and that is why we ensure that Fubara will not rule Rivers State and all of that. Now the question out there is, what is the agreement? These people have never come up to state the agreement. Which agreement did they have together? Why do Wike support Fubara in the first place and ensure that Fubara become governor? Which agreement do they have? Can they come out to say to the general public that there is a kind of agreement they have? A lot of people are saying that the agreement they have is the sharing formula of Rivers allocation and all of that. Why a lot of people are saying that maybe it's something else, but these people have never come out to state the agreement. They never unveil it to the general public, and the Rivers State people are actually anguishing in pain at the moment. due to what these two people are doing. Now you can see obviously that the narrative that they actually push out there, that Wike actually collapsed and all of that, and he was rushed to the hospital, and from the hospital the doctor diagnosis that he have a lot of alcohol in his system, and the alcohol diffuses into his bloodstream and affected his leg, and he will not be able to walk again due to partial stroke, and he was flown to France. The narrative that they pushed throughout the last week, throughout the weekend, you will notice that the narrative is actually false. It is not true, because the weekend in question is living healthy and sound, and he was even chilling with Tinubu few hours ago. Now you will notice that it was what happened during the regime of Babangida, because Babangida did a lot of things was done by Babangida as far as his regime is concerned, and it forced a lot of people to carry his coffee, his casket up and down in different places in Nigeria, more especially in Yoruba. Now they carried the coffee of Babangida, and after that time they said Babangida developed stroke. Allegedly they said the man is having stroke at the moment, and I said that's not enough. Once they carry the coffee of someone in power, it is always said that the person will develop stroke after that time, even if the person did not prove that the person will develop stroke. So you will notice that when they suspended Fubara in Rivers State, the law of Rivers people, the job people precisely, they paraded the coffee of Wike. It's not even in a day, they paraded the coffee for some days, and they do some diabolical stuff and all of that. And the same thing that happened to Babangida, that was why they pushed the narrative that Wike have stroke, because once they parade someone's coffee in power like that, it is said that the person must develop stroke according to their own ideology. But they said Wike developed stroke the moment they paraded this coffee, but Wike did not develop any stroke. Nothing happened to Wike. Now you can confirm it from Dino Melai. Dino made it not to the general public that Wike takes a lot of alcohol. So that is why they try to make it clear to everyone. That is why they make the weakness of Wike to actually enter into him. They say it was due to the excess alcohol that he took, because they believe that for someone to be acting the way Wike is acting, that is that the person is on a high level of alcohol. So they said due to the alcohol that Wike is taking in excess, that is why he collapsed, and they rushed him to hospital, and it was diagnosed of a lot of alcohol in his bloodstream, and he's having partial stroke. You can see that the narrative is kind of interwoven due to what they believe that Wike is feeding on, which is the alcohol and all of that, and due to what the job people did, which is the casket of Wike that they carried. You notice that every of the narrative comes together to formulate one hypothesis, and that is why a lot of people believe it. Even till now, a lot of people is still believing in that Wike is having partial stroke and is in France, whereas Wike is in his office in Abuja.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.